We're back with another episode of the Elite Service Podcast, Unfiltered. Guys, I'm your host, Dominic, and I'm going to be talking today about the proper prior planning when it comes to technicians getting ready for the heating season. Guys, preparation and planning is the most important thing. So, most technicians ask, what should every technician be doing right now to prepare for the heating season? Guys, these technicians should be getting their warm clothes together because it gets cold out there. Whether you're in a crawl space, a cooler, a house without heat, guys, get your winter gear together because we don't want to hear no bitching when it comes to how cold it is outside. If you're that guy that has a low body fat percentage, buy the Milwaukee heated jacket. It's a worthy investment. That's something that'll keep you warm for a couple hours straight while you're doing heating and maintenances. Question number 2, how do you organize or restock your service truck before cold months begin? Guys, it's a very simple answer to this. Make sure you have everything you need for boiler and heating services. When we talk about boiler or heating services, I'm thinking immediately flame sensors, boiler drains, hoses, things that have to do with heating. So I would go ahead and say flame sensors are the biggest thing you need to restock on your truck before heating season. What tools and parts are absolutely essential to doing work during the winter months? Guys, I always keep my ProPress on me. There's a lot of times you run into heating season where there's a bunch of pipe burst calls and you need to patch the pipes immediately. So guys, always have your ProPress on you, always have ProPress couplings, and be ready to patch pipes when they burst in the colder months. Question number 4, what are the most common heating system failures you expect during the first cold snap? I always expect the flame sensor to be dirty. When you come onto a flame sensor call, it's a very easy fix, but I will tell you this, always keep new flame sensors on your trucks. If you don't have a flame sensor on your truck, make sure you have sandpaper at least, because what you do is you remove the flame sensor, you take your sandpaper, and you sand the flame rod. That will ensure that the flame sensor is not dirty anymore, and it will get the proper reading when the flame is actually hitting it. Fun fact, the flame sensor reads microamps. Guys, microamps is a reading that comes from the flame, and the flame sensor reads it and sends it back to the board, stating that there is a flame there so it doesn't keep flooding gas into your home that can possibly cause an explosion. Question number 5, how can techs spot early warning signs in boilers and furnaces during pre-season maintenance? Guys, when I come up on a boiler or a heater, does it look like it hasn't been maintained? Most homeowners don't know you need to properly maintain these pieces of equipment during these crucial cold snaps and these seasons. Question number 6, what preventative maintenance tasks can help avoid emergency repairs during peak winter months? Very simple. Bleed your boilers, number 1. Number 2, clean your flame sensors. Guys, number 3 is a very obvious one. Change your filters. You don't want these systems going off on high limit because your filter's dirty and it can't get enough air across it to make that system the proper temperature, guys. Change your filters. Question number 7, how do you educate customers on importance of pre-season maintenance? This is very important. Guys, when I'm doing work in these peak seasons and a customer calls me, I always stress this would have been cheaper if you did your proper maintenances because your system wouldn't be as beat up and dusty and rusty and musty as it is. So guys, tell a friend, do your maintenances. When we're talking about technicians and how they should properly prepare, let's dig into that a little bit. If you're the type of guy who gets cold easily and it's peak heating season, it's probably very, very, very cold out. Couple PPP items that are very important are gloves, long johns, steel toe boots, a nice winter hat, maybe a ski mask, something to keep you warm. There's no complaining when you're out in the field and you're trying to help a family out. So always make sure you have the proper equipment to stay warm during these very, very cold months. It is very important because you're going to be working in some of those crawl spaces for hours. So make sure you're warm and make sure you can take care of what needs to be taken care of. Guys, let's talk to the technician right now and what type of tools you need in the heating months. Guys, we talked about this before. Very importantly, your ProPress. ProPress is very important when it comes to heating months because pipes burst like you wouldn't believe when it gets below 30 degrees. Guys, another tool that is very important is your manometer. Guys, the manometer is what tells you if you're getting the proper gas pressures to the system to make sure they are running as efficiently as possible. Guys, every good technician needs a good manometer. I personally use a field piece manometer. I spent the money, I went out and I got the right tool for the job. I went with Field Piece as per usual. Field Piece offers a lot of different options when it comes to tools to take care of your customers' heating equipment during the winter months. So I use a Field Piece manometer and it never does me wrong. The manometer that I have is on the spot every time. I get proper readings. It never lets me down. It never dies in the middle of a service. Guys, the Field Piece manometer is the best piece of equipment you can get when it comes to reading gas pressures. The garden hose. When you're working on boilers, water comes into play most of the time. Most of the time you need to hook up to the system and bleed the system. Guys, you need a garden hose on your truck when it comes to dealing with boiler systems in most homes. The garden hose lets you bleed the air out of the system, which allows the water to flow properly and properly heat the space. So make sure you have a garden hose on your truck during heating seasons. Those are really the most important tools that come down to it when it comes to heating season. I would go ahead and say that if you have those key items, then you will most of the time get through your service call amongst your typical hand tools. So I would go ahead and say those three things are very important when it comes to fixing a heating system in a home. Guys, let's also talk about the most obvious thing here. Why do customers not change their filters? Very, very important to keep a stack of filters in your house to make sure you have enough to get you through the heating season. Every 3 months, change your filter. No matter what it looks like, if it's clean, if it's dirty, just change it. These things slip your mind, okay? It's something that will turn nothing into something. You don't want to be Christmas Day opening presents in a cold house. Guys, the reason why your system's probably not working 90% of the time, it's because you have a dirty filter. So make sure you have filters on deck so that you don't get stranded at the most crucial times when you're trying to enjoy your family. It's very important to pay attention to your heating system during these colder months, all right? If you need anything, reach out to the Elite Service Group. We got your back anytime, any hour, any day. Christmas Day, give us a call, all right? If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe, and keep us rolling, guys, because I'm really enjoying this. I'm your host, Dominic. Have a good night.